welcome to my channel. I am Connie. Welcome. If you are new, please think about hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, give me a big old thumbs up and a comment if you would like. I love reading the comments and commenting back. Also, don't forget, if you are returning, also hit that thumbs up as well. Now let's get right into the first project. This is part of a challenge that I will get to some more details about that in just a couple of minutes. Alright, this is a Dollar Tree cutting board. I just turned it over, but first I used Mod Podge on the glitter. That subdues it. It keeps it from flaking and getting everywhere. And then I flipped it over, and I am painting it with sheepskin from Folk Art. I think it's Folk Art, or it might be Waverly. I'm not sure. They're both Plaid products. I'm a Plaid ambassador, so it's okay. I didn't do a really good job, and I did that on purpose because I want it to look like wood. And then I used sheepskin from Waverly, and I just dry brushed it on there so that it looks like it's weathered wood. And then I used my Cricut, and I cut out these words, and I am just going to put these on here, and then I'm going to paint some little leaves on there, and then I'm going to do just a jute on as a hanger, and then we're going to call this project finished. Now, this is removable vinyl. It's Oracle 651. Today in this video, I'm using black and white of the Oracle 651. So, I'll be using both of those. And I'm just getting these all, I'm weeding them and going to get them all onto here. I use Peel and Stick from Duck brand for my transfer tape. I know there might be other better ones out there, but I really like this. If I just stick it to my pants or a piece of material a couple of times, that defuzzes it enough that it doesn't stick and pull off a lot of paint. Unless the paint is not dry really good, it will pull a little bit, but most of the time, no, it doesn't. Now, when I cut this out, I put too much spacing between some of the words, so I did have to cut some of the words up and before I put it down on this cutting board. But as you can see, I'm getting it all on there, and then I cut out these little leaves, and I'm going to use it as as a stencil. And I'm going to be using Folk Art's multi-surface pumpkin acrylic paint and dark yellow. And I'm going to make so these leaves look like they are fall leaves, maple leaves. So I think this is maple. It might be ivy. Could be ivy or maple. I can't remember. I actually think it's ivy, but I could be wrong. I don't know my leaves that well. So alright, so here I am. I'm just getting that down, and once I get them, all those leaf stencils, I'm using the as stencils, of course, and I am just going to use my brush, and I'm going to put both colors of paint on my paintbrush, and I am going to put those on there. And I think I'm using a stencil brush, which is going to make it so it doesn't bleed. Yeah, it's a stencil brush, and so I'm just putting it in so it's not going to bleed. You can see the paint on my palette. It's a thicker paint, so it's less apt to bleed, but I did go over the edges a little bit. I didn't leave enough of the vinyl, so I do have to go back and do a little bit of a touch-up, but it wasn't much, and it didn't yeah, it was, you can't tell when I am done that I ever did. So I'm just pulling that vinyl off, and then once those are dry, I think, actually I'm going to fix those little spots right now. There was only like 4 little spots that I got a little bit of orange, and that was it. And so, yeah, we're going to move on to the next project as soon as I put the jute hanger back in, And this is Leaves Are Falling, Autumn's Calling. Oh, I'm also painting a little sprig of, like a little branch with leaves as well. And I'm using the same orange and yellow that I used for the leaves on the branch, so it looks more fallish. Yes, I probably should have put the actual stem brown, but I didn't, and I don't think it matters. Originally, I was going to put vinyl on, but I really wanted the variations of the colors. I could have done an orange, I could have done a yellow, but it would have been all one color, and this way it's got variations of the colors of the light and dark, so it ends up looking more realistic. So I hope you guys really enjoy this, and let's get to the next one. Okay, this is Hello Fall challenge. The hosts are Tami from the Rusted Willow and Ellie from House to Home, and their guest host is Krista from the Crafty Life. All of their channel links will be down in the description box, as well as the playlist link will also be there. Don't forget to check out all the videos on the playlist. We've got some amazing crafters, so let's get right back into this. Okay, for this second project, I went out to my garage and I got some pieces of wood. 2 are from pallets and 1 is pressed wood or particle wood or whatever you call it. And I cut these in 3 different shapes. Of course, the smaller, the ones from the, actually one's a 2x4, one's from a pallet, and one's from just a piece of, yeah, what I said before. And they had some holes in them from nails, the ones from the pallet, and I just filled those with a Dollar Tree spackle, and then I sanded it, and I am painting them all with Waverly's pumpkin chalk paint, and I'm getting them all done. The only part I don't do is the bottom where they're going to be sitting. I didn't paint that. I can always go back and paint it, but I decided not to paint them. And after I get this done, I have cut out vinyl to go on these, and this is the vinyl. I think this is white vinyl. It is white vinyl. It's also the Oracle 651 in white. It's a matte removable vinyl, so I always use Mod Podge on it to secure it down so it won't peel off. Now, I'm gonna make a mistake on my lettering. First of all, I spell on the big ones perfect. These small ones, I used the same word on both of them, which was wrong. It was a mistake, and I missed the I. So these words are only supposed, the top word of these is only supposed to be on the medium sized wood, not the small wood. These are going to end up being pumpkins. So after you see that, you can tell right there, no I. There's absolutely no I there. And that's the small one, and that word's not even supposed to be on there. So after I get it finished and I'm all happy about it, didn't even look, I didn't even notice. I was so busy just doing what I was doing. My husband looked at it and he's like, you missed the I, or no, the L. You missed the L, and I think you're not supposed to have that the other word on there. So I looked back at what I had wrote on my paper, and he was right. So I went back to the Cricut and I reprinted out the right word for the one and the last 4 letters of the other one. Of course, I cut it too small the first time and too large the second time, and I just went with it. I just trimmed off some of the top and the bottom of those letters. I know in my live last week, we were talking about mistakes, and I said that yes, we all make mistakes, but I usually don't show my mistakes on my videos. And everyone's like, but we want to see your mistakes too, so that we can see how you correct them. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm putting the maple leaves on the fall maple leaves on the pumpkins, and then after I do the other project, I go back to this project and I put a little bit more embellishments on it because I decided that it needed it. Okay, now on to the third project. We'll come back to the other one in just a moment. This is the end piece of that 2x4, and then these are two 2x4s, or they're pieces of a 2x4 that came off of the bottom of the pallet, and I just cut them the same length, and then I fixed some of the holes that was in them because the other side still has nails in them. I couldn't get them out, so I just pounded them in. I sanded all the edges, and now I am painting them again with that same, well, one of them, one end with of the orange. This one is the nutmeg. Now that is going to be on the bottom. So I'm doing the bottom, the end, and a little bit around the edge. And then this third one is sheepskin. And then I am putting ivory, I think, on the edges of these. This is going to be a book stack. So I went ahead and I cut out these words, thanks, grateful, and blessed, and I weeded them, and I'm just going to put them on the each one of the books, and then I'm going to use Dollar Tree wood glue and a little bit of hot glue for the quick hold, and the wood glue for the long-term hold. So I'm just getting these all on here, and then I am going to embellish it. As you can see, I am hooking some jute on this, and then I'm going to grab fall garland, and this one right here, it's got the leaves and it's got some little berries, so I'm just going to put those on this and decorate it, and then I'm going to call this one Good. So it looks very beautiful. I'm putting those little berries on it, and then this project will be done. Now I'm going to go back to the other project and show you where I had to fix it. But first, I'm putting some of those berries on those other ones. I felt like they were just kind of blah, so I added the berries on it. Now, as you can see, this is wrong. So here I am pulling off. I pull off all those letters off of the small one because that's the wrong word. And then I pull the B-L-Y off of the other one. And then I go ahead and add the new ones on, and then I Mod Podge. Now, a couple of these, when I pulled this off, it pulled a little bit of the paint off. I don't think it was completely dry in those two spots. So I do go back and I put paint over it a little bit. Actually, I paint over the whole thing to kind of hide the colors or the indents from it. And that one I definitely do. And then once that's dry, now I'm putting the right letters on. And then we're going to call this project finished. I hope you guys have completely enjoyed all these pumpkin and fall things. I will be coming out with some more videos with some other fall things in the next couple of weeks. So I hope you guys have completely and totally enjoyed this video, and don't forget to call somebody and tell them you love them today. It might be exactly what they need to hear, as well as you guys have the most blessed week, and don't forget to be the Bible that somebody reads today. Bye.